안녕하세요, 안차키입니다. Welcome to this edition of Let's Speak Korean. Now, with us as usual to help us with our lesson is 지승현 선생님. 안녕하세요, 지승현 선생님.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요, 지승현입니다. We have another great lesson for you, so stay with us.
Well, along those lines, we are going to learn some expressions that we can use when we make new acquaintances and we want to know more about them. All right, so this time we'll learn how to address some questions to people who are either older than us or to people whom we are not too familiar with. Let's take a look at the clip first.
마이클 씨, 어서 오세요. 우리 오빠예요.
안녕하세요. 마이클입니다.
안녕하세요. 이상민입니다.
여기 앉으세요.
마이클 씨는 한국에서 무슨 일을 하세요?
한국어를 공부합니다.
한국에 언제 오셨어요?
5달 전에 왔습니다.
어디에서 사세요?
학교 기숙사에서 살아요.
Michael is at Suji's house and Suji introduces him to her brother. Now, Suji's brother asks Michael what he is doing in Korea and Michael answers that he is here to learn Korean. The next question was asking when Michael came to the country and he answers that he came 5 months ago. Okay, Michael also says he is living in the school dormitory. Well then, let's get a check of the expressions in this lesson. The following is the form we can use to ask and answer questions politely. The present tense followed by 세요 or the past tense plus 셨어요. Now I think we should go over some new vocabulary that we'll need to learn these expressions.
근무하다. 근무하다. 기다리다. 기다리다. 살다. 살다. 읽다. 읽다.
마이클 씨는 한국에서 무슨 일을 하세요?
한국어를 공부합니다.
어디에서 사세요?
학교 기숙사에서 살아요.
Suji's brother asks Michael what he is doing in Korea. Now, how would we ask this question in Korean?
한국에서 무슨 일을 하세요?
한국에서 means in Korea, and 무슨 일을 하세요, literally translated, would be what kind of work are you doing? But wait a minute, haven't we already learned that we can use 하세요 to come up with commands?
That's right. We can add 세요 or 으세요 to the verb stem to come up with commands, but in this case, it's used as a polite and friendly way to ask of the question of an older or unfamiliar person rather than as a command.
I see. So how did Michael answer the question? He said he was in the country to learn Korean.
한국어를 공부합니다.
In our previous lessons, the questions and the answers usually had the same ending, except for the tone of voice. That was different. But in this case, the question ends in 세요, but the answer does not end in 세요.
In Korea, we tend to elevate the person we are addressing and lower ourselves, right? We can't refer to ourselves and say, for instance, 한국어를 공부하십니다. If we say that, this would mean a completely different thing. So it would mean that an older person is studying. So we can say 공부합니다 or simply 공부해요.
So this is something that we have to watch out for when we're asking questions of older or new acquaintances. All right, then let's learn how to come up with the questions. When a verb stem in the present tense ends in a vowel sound, just add 세요. And when it ends in a consonant other than 리을, add 으세요. And when it ends in the 받침 리을, we get rid of the letter 리을 and add 세요. Now, why don't we try saying them after 선생님?
누구를 기다리세요? 누구를 기다리세요? 책을 읽으세요? 책을 읽으세요? 어디에서 사세요? 어디에서 사세요?
한국에 언제 오셨어요?
5달 전에 왔습니다.
This time, let's try asking the question in the past tense. When did you come here? In Korean now.
언제 오셨어요?
Which book did you read? How would we say this in Korean?
무슨 책을 읽으셨어요?
So the present tense 오세요 and 읽으세요 are turned into 오셨어요 and 읽으셨어요. Now, could you tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. Well, do you remember that we have already learned that how to add the suffixes at and ot? Okay, I think you should remember that. In the expression 오셨어요, the character 셨 is shortened form of she and ot, right? Which is added onto the infinitive of 오세요, which is 오시다.
Now, why don't we practice forming the past tense for some other verbs now?
기다리다. 기다리셨어요? 읽다. 읽으셨어요? 살다. 사셨어요?
It's time to learn some extra expressions. Now, we ran across some new words. To the question asking when he came to Korea, Michael says, 5달 전에 왔습니다. Right? Now, 5달 means 5 months and 전 means before. Now, this word 전 is placed before any number that represents a time or duration. Try saying it.
5달 전에 왔습니다.
What was Michael's answer when Suji's brother asked him where he lives?
학교 기숙사에서 살아요.
기숙사 is the dormitory. Now, please listen carefully to 선생님 and repeat.
학교 기숙사에서 살아요.
It's time to wrap up what we have learned up to this point. Now, let's go over the expressions one by one along with the clip.
마이클 씨, 어서 오세요.
마이클 씨, 어서 오세요.
우리 오빠예요.
우리 오빠예요.
안녕하세요. 마이클입니다.
안녕하세요. 마이클입니다.
안녕하세요. 이상민입니다.
안녕하세요. 이상민입니다.
여기 앉으세요.
여기 앉으세요.
마이클 씨는 한국에서 무슨 일을 하세요?
마이클 씨는 한국에서 무슨 일을 하세요?
한국어를 공부합니다.
한국어를 공부합니다.
한국에 언제 오셨어요?
한국에 언제 오셨어요?
5달 전에 왔습니다.
다섯 달 전에 왔습니다.
어디에서 사세요?
어디에서 사세요?
학교 기숙사에서 살아요.
학교 기숙사에서 살아요.
Very good. Now, here is the entire clip once again, so please use this opportunity to memorize the expressions.
마이클 씨, 어서 오세요. 우리 오빠예요.
안녕하세요. 마이클입니다.
안녕하세요. 이상민입니다.
여기 앉으세요.
마이클 씨는 한국에서 무슨 일을 하세요?
한국어를 공부합니다.
한국에 언제 오셨어요?
5달 전에 왔습니다.
어디에서 사세요?
학교 기숙사에서 살아요.
Why don't we learn some accurate Korean pronunciations now? In our last lesson, we took a look at the 받침 consisting of the consonants riul and 기역. Remember? Well, in this lesson, we're going to carry on with this double 받침. But before we move on, let's get a quick review. This is how to pronounce them when the words stand alone. 흑, 닭. Notice that we only hear the 기역 sound. But when a word beginning with a vowel sound follows these words, the pronunciation changes. Let's try adding the subject particle e.
흘기, 흘기, 달기, 달기.
Now we are going to add a word beginning in a consonant sound.
읽다, 읽다. 막지, 막지. 묵다, 묵다.
Notice that the following consonants are pronounced as double consonants. So when the 리을 기역 받침 is followed by a consonant sound, what happens is the pronunciation is turned into a double consonant sound. Please remember that. Let's try that again.
읽다, 읽다. 막지, 막지. 묵다, 묵다.
I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye for this edition of Let's Speak Korean. In this lesson, we learned how to ask polite and friendly questions when we address people who are older than us or when we're addressing people whom we are not too familiar with. Let's get a quick review now. 선생님, 이번 주말에 뭘 하세요?
영화를 볼 거예요.
Well, have fun.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, we've run out of time for now, so until next time, 안녕히 계세요.